Welcome to the Properties to Profit podcast. I'm Michael, your host. Excited to share with you my journey from a six-figure job to building a successful real estate business. Each episode will explore various aspects of real estate investing, from wholesaling and flipping to managing rentals. I'll share the lessons and insights I've gained, aiming to help you avoid mistakes and achieve your financial goals. Expect guest experts, valuable tips, and practical advice to guide you on your own real estate journey. Thank you for tuning in. If you find any value in this podcast, please subscribe, share, and follow me on social media. Let's turn properties into profits together.
Good morning, guys. Michael here with Properties to Profits. And on today's Monday Mindset episode, I really want to talk about what it takes to get to the next level. So many times I hear people say, hey, I'm willing to do anything. Well, I think you're missing something. The price of the next level is sacrifice. So I want you to start asking yourself, what are you willing to sacrifice? What are you willing to give up now? Because we don't have unlimited time to get to the next level. And a lot of times we have to give up something that's good to get to great. So what's holding you back? What's keeping you from achieving the things you want? The problem is most of us want more. We either want more money, we want more freedom, we want better health, all of those things, right? We all say we're willing to work hard. We're willing to do whatever it takes to get to that next level. But what we misunderstand is we underestimate the level of sacrifice it actually takes to get to the next level, climbing that next rung of the ladder. As a result, we stay stuck for years. We blame our bosses. We blame everyone in between, our parents, our past, whatever the case might be. And we're stuck in the same cycle for years and maybe our entire lives. Guys, and that is sad. We never reach our full potential. If you're willing to give up comfort in the short term, 3, 6, 9 months, you can collapse decades of progress I've found into a few years. Sacrifice with intention speeds up success. And all areas of your life, money, health, and freedom. Now, we usually can't do all of these at once because that can be quite difficult. But if you go through a seasonality and choose one, whatever the most important thing to you is, right? If you're super overweight or you need money, all of those things. I start with your health because we can, a lot of times, if we've never worked out, we can add 30, 45 minutes onto a walk every day, and it's the easiest thing. Next, I like to tell people is focus on money, because when you have money, you can really dial in your health to the next level. You can also buy back your time. You can choose where you work, when you work, those kind of things. And if you're like me, I choose to work more, right? I want more freedom. I want more things. I'm telling you guys, I want a big lifestyle. I'm not someone who is a minimalist by any means. And so we're going to talk and focus on our money here, right? That's what I think I do really well and know. And a lot of people forget how hard, if you've never made 100K, if you've been stuck between that 40 and 70K, how hard it is to make 100K, right? I've been making 100K since first time I made it was probably, pretty much my entire adult life. But let's talk about that, right? Because I've been working 70 plus hours a week pretty much my entire adult life. And it's because I know I like expensive things and I value the things that money can provide for me, whether it's a new vehicle, whether it's that trip, whether it's paying for education, right? So I can learn something better. And so what I always tell people, that first year you're trying to break 100K, be prepared to sacrifice your weekends, right? You can work Saturday and Sundays. I know everyone says that's crazy, but most people who say that crazy probably haven't done what you're trying to do. They haven't gone from a place with a broken family, a family who's never had anyone make 6 figures, or someone who's been stuck at 40K for the entire life, whether you're 30, 26, 28, 29, and you haven't broken that 100K mark. It's because you haven't given up what it takes. You haven't given up your weekends. And I know a lot of you will be like, I have kids, I have a wife, I have this, I have that. That's fine. Then go look at them and say, hey, it's because of you I don't get to hit these things. We know that's not true. It's not because of them. It's because you didn't do the work before they came into your life, and now you're using them as an excuse not to do the work now. You went to your significant other, your kids, and said, hey, for the next 6 months, I'm going to dial in and focus on everything so we can make 100K and have a better life. I bet they'd all say yeah. But the issue is you don't trust yourself to do the work and do the high level execution it takes for 6+ months. And a lot of times when we're growing that ladder, we got to take a step back. We got to stop mowing our grass and we got to go hire someone to mow that grass because it's $25 an hour, right? That's a $25 an hour task. And if at 100 grand, you're working 2,000 hours, that's $50. So you have to give that up, which crunches your pay even more. We have to eat simpler meals, right? We can't go out. We can't go eat the salmon or whatever we want. Maybe we stick to eggs and chicken. But that's just the start, right? 100K, most people will still live paycheck to paycheck. Then you have to do it all again to break 250K. Let me tell you, it takes a little bit longer to break 250K. Like most people, you have to sacrifice for 12 to 18 months. Then you have to do it again at the 500K level. And then again, if you want to break $1 million. That same concept applies with your health. You have to stop eating the ice cream when you want to, the oatmeal with all the sugar, all the sauces, the spaghetti, the Japanese places you go to, all of those things. Well, how are you going to do this is the question. Well, you got to audit your time, right? Audit where you're spending your most time and the time that doesn't pay you. Audit where the money goes. Audit where your energy goes. Can you cut out expenses so that you don't have to work 40 hours to get ahead? Because you can also invest things to get ahead, right? But most of us won't do that. What areas of comfort are you willing to cut out? Are you willing to get up earlier to go to the gym? Are you willing to cut out sleep? There was 3 or 4 years where I didn't sleep more than 4 hours a night, but I got way ahead. I was able to build up $1 million bank account in that period of time over that 3 years. What would it do if you stuck to that? What if you took that 1 or 2 tasks you cut out, focused on your job, focused on gym, or learning a new skill, or investing? What would it look like? Well, I think what you start to notice is your income jumps quicker. You see health improvements if that's what you're focusing on. Your energy, longevity, and confidence goes up. You probably gain a decade of freedom if you sacrifice 3 to 5 years of your life on the back end. Remember, success compounds. When you sacrifice it up front, you buy freedom back later. The majority won't make the trade because they are too short-minded to think about their future, to think about their 40s, 50s, 60s. They think about what happens when their kids are 18, 25, 30. Do you want to be paying for their weddings, or do you want them to live broke just like you did? Now, I know it's a personal thing, right? And I know there's a lot of things that can go into that. But this is the reason that the minority of us can do what we want with our lives. Because there's a very select few that are willing to make the sacrifice and give up the fun things today so that they can live the life of their dream. And every time you go up the ladder, it's a little bit more sacrifice. It's a little bit harder. And the longer you avoid that sacrifice, the longer you extend that time frame, the longer you live in the broke place that you are today. Remember, I always hear, what happens if I sacrifice the wrong thing? Well, it's a lesson learned. And it still moves the needle because you took action, which is more than most of your peers will ever do. Now, next steps, you ask? Well, decide what's more important to you, your health, your income, freedom, whatever those things in. Write down a couple sacrifices, audit your time. Where can you replace those things with that are going to move the needle? Do it for 90 days. Even if you don't see the needle move, I bet you feel better about yourself. I bet you feel more confident, which then will allow the needle to move the next 90 days. Repeat. Reassess things and double down, and then keep climbing. Keep going. Now's not the time to stop. If you're not where you want to, take a look in the mirror. What can you take out of your life? Are you spending too much on Starbucks? Are you watching Netflix? Are you watching football on the weekends? Could you work 4 hours every night while your kid sleeps? What could you do to get ahead right now? What could you do to change your family's trajectory? I know there's always something more we can do. Let's stop making excuses and blaming the world, because there's someone out there with less talent than you, less time than you, and less money making it happen. So what's your excuse?
Thank you for listening to the Properties for Profit podcast. I hope you found today's episode valuable. If you enjoyed the show, please subscribe and share it with others who might benefit. Follow me on social media for more updates and tips. Until next time, keep turning properties into profits.